Everybody's got a channel. That results in a couple of things happening. The first thing is we live in a world of abundance of information. Anybody here feel information starved? Right, probably not. I know, by the way, lots of it's rubbish, but that's a different story. But we live in a world of abundance of information. Everything in life has a cause and effect, every single thing. Living in a world of abundance of information means we now live in a world of scarcity of attention. Right, it's an exact cause and effect. What's the one thing everybody needs in sales to be effective? Attention. And it's much harder to get than it's ever been. That's the first thing. The second thing is the way information is disseminated has completely changed. And this is really key for digital selling. All right? The number one way information is disseminated on the planet today is no longer broadcast and publishing, which is what it was 15, 20 years ago. It's social sharing. Why does that matter to you? It's very, very simple. Your customer, your prospect, your customer, is no longer someone you want to sell to. You need to inspire them because they are the channel as well. Does that make sense already? They are not just the customer that's going to buy from you. They are your number one channel. They are your number one channel. That changes the way you sell to them, and that's a very, very important lesson for you. The third thing is this. Everybody in this room, you may not have thought about this slide. You're going to walk out a little bit smarter when you walk out now. Right, everybody in this room is now a media personality. That doesn't mean you're famous, by the way. Those are two different things, right? Fame, Justin Bieber's famous. If he tweets what he had for breakfast, people care. My wife doesn't even care what I have for breakfast this morning, all right? So we're not talking about famous. We are talking about a media personality. And what we mean by media personality is very, very simple, okay? You could have checked any of the speakers out this morning, Clive, Johnny, myself, way before you came here and found out quite a lot about all of us because we're on social media, we've got profiles, we've got tweets. You could have found out a lot about us. And whether you like it or not, because this is just life, you would have made some value judgments about us, having looked at our social profiles and what's online about us. Some of you may be even keener to come this morning. One or two of you may have not turned up, all right, having done that. But what that means is your credibility, your trust, doesn't start when you send an email. It doesn't start when you pick up the phone. It starts way before that because most of your prospects and customers will check you out at some point, and it matters how you build your reputation and credibility. I'll just give you a silly example. It's a small example, but it's important. How many times do I go on someone's LinkedIn profile and it says, I'm a business development executive for? What a terrible opening line. If you sell insurance, how about I'm an expert in insurance? What's the impression you give someone when I read that profile? Winston Churchill said, history will be kind to me because I intend to write it. And of course, he did write a history of World War II. You get to write your LinkedIn profile. Why should it be bad? Most of the stuff that people find when they Google you, you wrote. So why is it so awful?